All right. Thank you, Parag. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. I've been really looking forward to today's conversation.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, Carol.
Cool. Parag, you are the co-founder of DrRing Health, an elder care solution startup based in India. You tested existing solutions before building DrRing. What were the biggest problems you found? And in your opinion, what do most elder care solutions fail?
Sure. So we started doctoring around March 2023, and Anil and I co-founded this company. So before even starting this company, we have the experience of running a command center, especially for the elders and their families during the COVID time. So everyone knows during COVID time there was shortage of doctors and telemedicine advice. So at that time, what we did during COVID time, we set up a command center, and it was primarily a phone-based command center, and we were taking 24 by 7 calls from elders as well as their families to handle any type of problem. So they used to call us, and then we used to give them the further advice or send them supplies. So so that actually led us to think about that elder care solutions, right? They are human first of all. It is not just the technology that is at play here. They are primarily human first. We also understood that since it is human first, it cannot scale too much, because if we are talking about the majority of the elders, and the population of the elders is in India is going to be 150 million in 2026. So we don't have that opportunity to interact with each and every elder. During that interaction, also we also figured out is that we need very simple solutions for elders to work on, and that is where we formed Dr. Ring.
What Parag is saying is right that we found that while the children and like middle-aged people in a family could easily operate an app or could easily use the phone, the senior citizens age 80, 85 plus, for them it is difficult to actually look for the number or open the app and dial it. So we found that we have a simple solution. Just give them one button and they will click the button, and immediately we will receive a notification and the location, and we can get back. We can call them up.
All right. You mentioned that you launched a WhatsApp bot first. So what went wrong in that WhatsApp bot, and what worked, what didn't work? What did you learn from that?
Yeah. So when we ran this phone-based command center, at that time Anil was also running another company, Ambigo, and that gave us a good opportunity to understand how we can build solutions as easy as we can for the elders. So what that company does, it sells electronic health records to the small hospitals and clinics, and they are primarily serving the elder care senior citizens. So what we thought that instead of investing too much technology, why don't we create a WhatsApp bot for elders to connect directly with their doctors and hospitals? Since WhatsApp is like a global platform that almost everyone uses, right? And it doesn't require them to download any app. So that gave us an opportunity to quickly test it, that what would be the response if we bring some technology to them. The good thing was that we observed is that when we deployed that bot and connected the hospitals, uh, the adoption from the users was pretty fast, because there was no learning curve at all, and they were like just chatting like as usual as they do with their family members. But again, at the same time, what we also learned when we started dealing with the other stakeholders in health tech, which is the hospital and the other providers, that is where we really found that the healthcare setup is not that easy. It is little rigid in nature. They had a lot of resistance to make changes in their existing systems. And the kind of revolution that we have seen in the other sectors, we have not seen that technological revolution in the healthcare sector.
After you have built this software product solution, why did you decide to move beyond software and build hardware?
So the starting point was build a very simple hardware, and then deploy it and give it to all the people who are our clients, and then slowly build on top of that.
Thanks for your elaboration, Anila. I know that Parag, you had your first startup already back in 2012, but you failed back then because you built first and found the market later, right? So how do you make sure today you don't repeat that mistake?
Yeah, so that's very true, and that was my first attempt towards entrepreneurship, where I left my job at Microsoft and started building something. So I did couple of mistakes there. So first of all, I left the job without building anything, and I started building when I was full time into the entrepreneurship. That was the first mistake. So the why I call it as a mistake is because I didn't get take some time while I was doing the job to validate the problem, actually, not the solution, but the problem statement that we were trying to solve. So going back to the first principles thinking, uh, why are we trying to do this? We did not put that much of focus on that one. And since because we did not put much focus on that, we started building the solution because we were in kind of pressure that, okay, hey, I have left my job and I have to do something. And then what we did, we picked up a team. We started building the solution with a very little understanding of the problem. And then we went on building the features. We kind of turned into a feature factory. We built like hundreds of features. And the problem at that point of that time was that we did a piloting with a very small set of users who knew us. So the problem with that approach is that when you do a pilot for a very long time with the in a known circle, right? You generally tend to get the biased feedback always. You don't get the real feedback, and that is what killed us in the first startup. Again, to take the learning, we did not try to build the solution as we alluded in point number one and point number two, that before building the solution, we ran a manual command center. We understood the problem for like we almost onboarded 1,000 families. We were speaking to them on daily basis. We were understanding their pain points. And once we had enough data, once we understood the gap in the market, then only we started building it.
That's a common mistake that many founders today make. If I'm not mistaken, you chose to bootstrap DrRing instead of raising big VC money. So had this decision helped or hurt DrRing?
There are multiple views to that. So first of all, who doesn't like the big VC money in the starting? Of course, everyone wants to have it. But at the same time, the market that we are operating in here in India is not doesn't work like a Silicon Valley or other developed markets. Here, what we have to do here, we have to first build something. We have to get the initial traction, get the initial product market fit, and get some customer validation, get some customer database, and then only we can approach to investors, which is, I think, good. And that kind of acted like blessing in disguise, I would say, because reason being, if we would have got the money in a very early stages, right? I mean, we would have been working for the investor, because at the end of the day, the investor is lending money to us in a very simple term, and investor has its own thought process. We have the own thought process, and we will not be able to innovate freely. So, how did it help us to stay bootstrap? Is that we got a lot of freedom, and by remaining bootstrapped, it helped us to experiment, talk to our users, and no pressure.
Now I think we have come at a stage where we have learnt a lot from our mistakes, from our experiments, and we have built a small prototype and we have validated it with 100 plus users. Now it is the time, I think we should look for VC money. So like you
Yes.
said, that then we can now, when we don't have that constraint, the financial constraint, we can do more things.
Anyway, VC big money is a nice problem to have.
Yes, yes, very.
All right. As a industry insider, what do you see AI and IoT taking elder care in the next 5 to 10 years?
AI will there will be two types of AI. AI, one is the number crunching AI, where it is able to understand once we are getting information from various nodes, from people, from elder care, from the hospitals, and so uh, we will be able to understand a user's problem much before it manifests. So we will move into a more predictive and longevity area to help them uh, solve problems before they even arrive. That is in the future, going 5, 10 years, like you mentioned. And also on the other end, because of the scaling, the elders require a kind of a human touch, human interaction, human voice. So that is where we think that agentic AI will be very helpful, and we have started already experimenting with agentic AI, which can place automatic calls to our elders for certain tasks. So, but it's a long way to go. Still, we have to go. And the from the IoT hardware perspective, I think smart clothing will be a very important area where the clothes or the things we wear will be able to interact bidirectionally with the AI and with the backend. So it can send information about the various body parameters. It can receive information. So I think that will be one very key area, apart from robotics, which will come much later down the years as the prices go down. So a combination of AI, agentic AI, smart clothing, these things will play a big part uh, down the years, we feel.
Just to add on what Anil is saying, uh, why AI and IoT and technology will be so important going forward is that the caregiving gap is increasing day by day. By that, what I mean is that there aren't enough caregivers that are available who can take care of elders who are staying alone, right, 24 by 7. Secondly, the families are moving away due to work pressure, societal economics change, from the economic aspects. So elders are alone now. If only tech can help us scale this, right, and fix this problem. Uh, there is no other way, and that is where IoT sensors AI becomes very powerful here.
Appreciate your expert insights about the industry, both. Yeah, so coming back to the hardware aspect of your solution, I know that you outsourced hardware development at first, but then brought it back in-house. What went wrong and how did you fix that?
I am actually a marine engineer, so not totally an expert in miniaturization and devices, but still, what we don't have actual. We did when we started. We did not have actual experience of building hardware. So we thought it will be very simple. We simply outsource it. We have got some money. And we have bootstrap. So let us outsource, not build our own team inside, and build a device. So, but that did not work out very well because uh, we were not able to. The companies we outsourced to were not able to deliver neither the product or nor the quality which we wanted. So we have tried many things. Like initially we started with such a big product, then we made it a little smaller, and then made it even a little smaller. But it really was not giving um, um, the output we wanted, and in terms of battery longevity, in terms of the accuracy of sensor, and sometimes it never worked also. So we have given all the money and nothing has come back. We have just got some just box which does not work. So then we thought that we should do it ourselves. So then we used various development kits, and just between Parag and myself, we started building through the development kits these devices. So and then we became more and more sure of what is required to actually develop a hardware. So now what we are doing currently is we are designing our own PCB circuits, and identifying the right components which will go on the circuit, and then doing it and then giving it outsourcing it as fab manufacturing. So somebody else manufactures, but we design the whole thing. So first we design it on development kits, we test it, and then we give it out.
So both of you have been building your startup in healthcare industry for a while. According to you, what is the biggest misconception about building a health tech startup?
See, building healthcare is not like building the app, putting it on a Google Play Store or an App Store. It becomes viral, and then millions of users start downloading it, and then you're done. It's not like that. So healthcare doesn't work like that. What Because if you break these two words, right, health and tech, so tech comes later, health comes first, and health is very individual in nature. Unless you build trust with your user, that person is not going to use your solution. So trust, human, for it has to be human touch. There should be human touch to it. It's not like anyone downloads your app and then they start using it. So let me take an classic example of chat gpt, right? So chat gpt has almost passed all the examinations of medical tests, right? And it can be like a doctor, virtual doctor. So, but still, if I were to do some diagnosis, I feed the symptoms to the chat GPT, and even though I have given the medical history and it gives some recommendation in terms of medicines, I will not simply go ahead and take it, because that is where I will ask my doctor, get the other stakeholders, right? Get into this buying decision making process, and then I will do it. So that's the biggest differentiator. So when we are building in health tech, it is not just about the user and the technology. It is about considering the other providers or the other stakeholders that are there in the loop. There are multiple stakeholders. You have to involve each and every one of them.
In the future, as we go, maybe 10, 15, 20 years afterwards, uh, the people who are young now will get older, and they will perhaps be more ready to uh, use something like, if you remember, tricog features. A tricog was there and in Star Wars, and it'll solve all the medical problems. So we have not reached that stage as of now. So it is like healthcare is not a place to experiment. You can't go online. You can go online and buy some shirt, buy some socks, and if they are not okay with you, you can throw it away. But when we use technology, especially in healthcare, there is 0% scope of experimentation. We can't treat our body like a experimental area and try it out. Let's see if this works or not. So we have to. It's very much a trust factor and faith factor. So that is the problem with healthcare. It is not buy one surgery and get one free. It is not like that.
Indeed, healthcare is such a vital industry that it has such fundamental impact on us as human beings, right? Every mini step we take, no matter it's what we eat, like nutrition, or the treatment, what we do to our body would have a fundamental impact on it. It's unlike any other sector or industry solutions. That is why you highlight the human touch as a key to this industry if you want to build in it. Parag and Anil, thank you so much for such an open and insightful conversation.